Yeah, let's talk about the United States Postal Service in North Anson, Maine. And what I have to say about them, well, Pete, you knew that my daughter was missing. You also knew that I was buying the home for my uncle. You also came to my home and you saw that it was in good condition. You also took a copy of my petition to either take over or purchase and take over the well-known burned home on top of the hill on Main Street in North Anson. It was once known to us children as the Elam Mansion, and then there's a man that passed away in there during a fire that North Anson and Anson failed to put out and save a life. I'm just saying. It's a fact, right? I mean, the guy's dead. So, yeah. Knowing that it belonged one time to my family and my friend's family, and so the home is still dissolute, you would have thought that if they were going to condemn anything that they didn't have interest in, they would have burned that home and condemned first, right? But no, they haven't done that. What they did do was condemn and burn my home, trying to make me again a non-resident. That's my hometown I grew up in. Went to school there. My grandparents lived there. That's generational property, do you not know? My grandparents are the settlers of Somerset County. You'll probably find that my grandparents are the founders of Somerset County. So why did North Anson do something fucking stupid and burn my home down? Well, you see, then Janine steps in, Philip's daughter, and takes power of attorney, guardianship, or whatever the fuck she did. But at the same time, Philip had been rearrested Memorial Weekend. Now, if he's competent to stand trial, isn't he competent enough to tell the truth outside of trial? That's my question. And I know the answer to it, and I'm pretty sure you do too. So why is it that my home got burned down in North Anson? Well, you know, Daryl Partridge, I know you're still listening. I know Randy Caldwell and James Colhan and Jenny Doe, a.k.a. probably Michelle Cummings, I don't know. Y'all still following me, which is a violation. Y'all probably ought to know by now that I am sitting right here in Washington, D.C. I've got more meetings. Tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm going to head back home on Friday with some answers and perhaps a proposal as to what piece of property are you going to give to me and who's going to rebuild for me. Why do I say that? Because we all have the right to our own belongings, which mine got burned in a house fire, whatever Gordon Obert and the rest of them didn't want and take from there. Noting that my home was fully contained, power, internet, phone service, registered business, livestock being cared for by a paid caretaker who had just gone down and purchased more chicken feed for them after I sent a money order. Yeah. Food in the refrigerator and 3 freezers saved up for the community. A garden still thriving. The fuck was your problem? You were destined for a lawsuit to be filed against the Anson and the community and the taxpayers to have to pay for it. Claudia Viles, I'm asking you again to come forward, please. I'd like to talk to you about your role in, or whose role in, my Grammy's house. Yeah, my Grammy. Evelyn Taylor. When you sold that house to Pamela Taylor under false pretenses, who else was involved in that, Claudia? Do you remember? Can you just tell me that? I'm not upset with you. I don't believe that you are the one that did that. I believe it was all the males that put you up to it. That's what I believe. Just like your prison sentence, I believe it was all the males behind the scenes that put you in prison. And probably Brenda Garland as well. Okay? So with that being said, again, I'm addressing all of my questions to United States Postal Service. Pete, where's that petition about the Elam Mansion? You told me you were getting signatures. Remember Roby House? We had a discussion in my driveway. We also had a discussion in my house when you came into the house, right? So you know I was living there. What happened to the missing persons flyers? My daughter was missing. There was a missing person flyer at the North ANSON post office. It disappeared. Who took that down? That is a federal crime. Who took the posters off the telephone poles in North ANSON and in ANSON? That's a federal crime. I have the right to search for my daughter. And you hindered that by hiding the fact, by removing whoever did that. I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm telling all of this. I'm giving you fair warning and asking you to publicly come forward and apologize, because I have suspicion of who it was. Lynn at the North ANSON post office, you know who it was. Pete, you know who it was. Mr. Caldwell, you know who it was too. You also know who dug up my lawn on Halloween on a Sunday. Being a Quaker meeting place for ladies, no males allowed. Being posted, no trespassing. The place was posted. I had the right to privacy and to post my home for privacy. You all fucking invaded my privacy. You violated my rights. Civil rights, human rights, fundamental rights, disability rights, religious rights, constitutional rights, human rights. This goes on. ANSON, I think it's fair to say somebody fucked up, and it wasn't me. Good night.